Hi, Jessica. Have a seat. How are you today?
Good.
Good. Great. So I got done talking to the intern about the intake interview that you had with her, and we went over a few things, and I'd like to just go over them with you to make sure that we're all on the same page. So I understand that you're 22 years old. You're a full-time student.
Yes.
Yeah. And you are here because you have been recently experiencing lots of issues with anxiety.
Yeah, recently they've been more worse than usual. I mean,
Okay, and what do you think is causing your anxiety to be more intense?
well, I'm a full-time student, but I also work full-time, and I'm a senior, so the workload's a little heavier. But I've been dealing with a heavy workload, plus my normal, working since I've been in college. So I think the only big difference that's making my anxiety worse lately is because I have a lot of presentations this semester.
I see. And you believe these presentations are affecting your work in other classes?
Yeah, in all my classes, because if I have a presentation coming up, even if it's 2 weeks away, that's all I can think about.
Right.
So,
I see. Okay, well, I'd like to focus on maybe these presentations.
Okay.
Now, have you had a think about maybe your most recent presentation. Have you had one recently that you could recall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, now, how did you feel before the presentation?
I was feeling really sick that day. My stomach was really upset, and I was nervous. So I tried to over prepare. I read the article that I was giving the presentation on multiple times, but it when I think back on it, that really wasn't enough. I still did terrible, and I'm sure everybody could tell.
Well, did you receive a terrible grade on this presentation?
No, it was decent. I got a B, but teachers are always nice. I was worried more about the other students. Soon that when I got up there and I realized they were all staring at me, I immediately just froze up. Like I knew, like they were just watching to see if I'd mess up.
Mm-hmm.
And it just made me feel even more anxious.
Whenever you give these presentations, are the other students giving presentations that same day?
No, they're all on separate days.
I see. But everyone else also has to do a presentation.
Yes.
Right. So, do you feel like that the other students would get any kind of personal gain out of you doing that on your presentation?
Well, maybe if I do bad enough where the teacher notices, it'll make them look better. And then
I can see why you would think that. However, I don't believe that is something that is really the case. I believe that
maybe. They it's not like anybody said anything mean or laughed while I was up there.
Mm-hmm.
But I still just felt so nervous. I had to look stupid. I was shaking while I was holding my note card. I was blanking out as I was talking.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. Towards the end, I couldn't even make eye contact with the other students. I had to, I just stared at the PowerPoint slides that I was, showing them.
Mhm.
I didn't even look at them.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So, what I'd like to stress to you is that I know you're feeling these anxious feelings, but over 20% of the population deals with anxiety issues. So it is easily treatable. I'm going to be trying to help you figure out ways to understand what's causing these anxious feelings and what you can do to prevent them and handle them in a better way. So, I'd like to take a look at this little chart here, and at first we're going to focus on your feelings and your thoughts while giving these presentations. Alright? So you said that you're feeling judged while you're up there, yes?
Yeah.
And then you also feel very worried about your grades, right?
And nervous.
You're nervous. Alright, is there anything else?
No, I think that covers the major feelings that I have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's look at the physical feelings that you have, such as you said you get an upset stomach beforehand, and then as you continue to do your presentation, you get the excessive sweating and very shaky voice. All right. Anything else that you would like to add to that?
No,
No.
that covers.
Okay. Now we're looking at the behavior. You said that you avoid eye contact while you're giving the presentation, and then you also start blanking out, which causes you to feel even more anxious while you're doing it. Okay. Now, as you can see, and you look at all of these symptoms here, and how they all relate to each other, such as, when you're blanking out during a presentation, it makes you feel now that they're judging you. Your fellow students.
Because they can see that I'm blanking out.
Mm-hmm. Right, which also causes you to get even more nervous, and then maybe you're going to be sweating more, and then it's just going to keep building up. So we're going to try and apply this to your situation. So what I would like you to do you have a presentation coming up soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one this week.
All right. Well, when you go and do that presentation, what I would like you to do is fill out this chart.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to focus on your thoughts and your behavior and your physical feelings before, during, and after you give this presentation. Do you think this is something that could help you and that you would be okay with doing?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem too difficult or that I have a problem doing it. I mean, obviously I can't do it during it, so I'd have to wait till after. But if I wait too long, then I might, forget.
Mm-hmm. Well, it does not have to be perfect, but I would like you so you can see yourself, the different phases that it goes through.
Okay,
and if you even want to add anything else, by all means, whatever you want to write down any thoughts and feelings until we meet again.
Okay.
You can do that.
Okay.
Do you have any? Do you feel like you've understood everything we've talked about today?
Yeah, I feel like you really helped me see that this. I gotta work on breaking this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is a good start.
Okay.
Good start.
Well, that about covers it for today. I'll be seeing you next week.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Homework.